Hey everyone, welcome to Atlas Gaming. I release content every day, and we're going to play one of the most underrated games I've ever played of all time in my gaming career. But this is called Nowhere Prophet. This is amazing. We're just going to get into it, and I'm going to explain some things as we go. I'm going to try to keep the video pretty fluid here, but so we're going to start a new game. I literally just beat the game on easy for the first time after like 5 or 6 attempts. This is a roguelite deck builder. It's a card battling thing. It's good. If you played Magic the Gathering, a lot of these mechanics they'll be familiar to you. So new game, campaign. We're just going to do easy again, just for the sake of this video. I'd love to kick it up a little bit or try some new things, but I think for just the flow and fluidity of the video, I think it's better that I just stick with what I know. And so we have two things here, two major selections to make. One is the convoy. The other one is the class of the player's character. So let's do the convoy first. Show all convoys. So these are all the ones that I've unlocked. I think you start with the 2 or 3 up here. This is the one that I just beat the game with, and then unlocked these 3 down here. And so over here we have all of our cards. And this is what we start with. This is just kind of like the core of the deck. And then as we go through the game, we will be able to get new cards, get upgrades, a lot of different things. This is also, so again, this is the convoy. This determines the heart of the deck, but also determines our starting resources. Here we have batteries, which is just money. And then we have food, which is required for a handful of the interactions that we'll have. This game does have some light RPG elements, and so choices do matter in the dialogues and stuff. And so this will come into play there, but primarily food comes into play with travel. Traveling from one node to the next, you'll see in the overland map, takes 10 food. And this is hope. And so hope also comes into play in the same way. It's just adds another layer of resources to the game. And I meant like as the same way as food. Then down here you can see, these are the perks that we have for this convoy. So I've unlocked them all right here. So start with 10 Scholar. Dismantling an item, you get 25% of its value. So I'm not going to go over all these, but you do unlock perks, and you can see what it takes. Let's see right here. At the bottom of this little tooltip, it says Scholar points earned 56 out of 40. So we've earned enough, and it's unlocked now. So these ones I haven't even touched because I'm unfamiliar with them. And again, for the purpose of this video, we're going to select this convoy. So Firebrand. Let's go to the player character. This determines our leader deck, and we'll get into this later on, but it's kind of like an extra. It's like when you have direct damage cards, it has those destroy things cards, it has those in there. Let's see, like right here, Neural Shiv, destroy target follower or construct. Let's see, bolster, just basic +1/+1. And so again, if you've played Magic the Gathering or like any kind of collectible card game, then these will pretty much all seem familiar to you, I think. But and if you haven't played those things, these are still really straightforward. It's pretty easy to hop in and play and kind of like get the feel for it. Let's start the game. I think it's difficult to master. One thing that I noticed that helped out a lot was cutting the fat of the deck, and I'll go over that in a second, but there's a lot of reading in this game. I guess we'll kind of just do this one and then none of the others. So the world was broken, only the strong and ruthless prevail in this land of ruins. Hope is for the naive and the weak. I can't even click or else it skips past all this. Until I heard its call from the night sky. This is broad strokes, big picture immersion right here. The falling star spoke of power and something else. It told me where it would land long before it's something. Its voice was weak and fragmented, but it carried the promise of a way out, a path to change. And it gave me a purpose. It took me weeks to cross through Soma's wilderness. Then its impact shook the heavens. Hissing with heat, the sand around it had turned into glass. Then it spoke of the crypt for the last time. That's it. Pretty simple. I'm not going to read a bunch of stuff unless I absolutely need to. And this, well, like I just said, let's just go. Set out. let's go over a couple things here first before we actually start doing this. These are pretty basic, again, broad stroke, big picture things. So we start out with 10 Scholar. That's just part of the part of the convoy, one of the perks. Scholar will come into effect like for those light RPG elements that I described earlier, for dialogue options mostly. Here, this is how many followers we have. This is our deck started with 18 cards, and that's how many followers we have. So whenever we get a new follower, we'll literally be able to play that follower as part of our deck. And these are all of them down here. Then here we have batteries. Again, it's money. Food, I went over that. Hope, I went over that. So let's see. Let's go to this. This is our deck. This is what I was talking about with trimming the fat. I found that 14 cards was kind of like the magic number. We're going to stick with 18 for now until we get some more powerful ones and get some that are like, oh man, I need to play this, you know, every match. Then over here, this is our leader deck. We also have equipment that we can equip to the leader. And there are two different kinds. We'll go over that later on once we start picking that stuff up. Let's get into this and see what combat looks like. So this is the world map, or the over map. And we're going to go through 3 areas like this along our way to the final boss fight. And, well, let's just go through here. So traveling costs 10 food and 5 hope. And then along the way, obviously, we will find those things, hopefully. Well, there we go. We already found some food. Cool. Rest. Let's see. It's kind of, you know, it's... A lot of times in these types of games, I don't find that it's that important to plan out your journey that much. Like, you know, like your path along the map. But in this game, I find it's critical to success. So here we can recruit new followers. That would be handy. Here, trading post, they have an active market. I don't think we're going to need to use that right away. So I'm going to try to stick to this side. And also, when you come off the beaten path, which is this main thick road in the middle, like the thickest line, you can see over here, these are thinner lines. Their rewards increase. So we're going to come over here. And then in between nodes, oh. Let's see. So the sharp tones of a signal whistle interrupted an otherwise perfectly peaceful afternoon. The outrider who had sounded that alarm was riding back to the camp, pursued by a gang of feral attackers armed with spears and guns. So we could just scare them off and there would be no consequence to us, but we need 50 followers in order to do that. So this is kind of like where the RPG elements, they're light. But, so let's attack them. Let's get into this. There are some options here. We can do some things before combat. We don't need to, though. Second thoughts, at the start of your turn, if you have 6 energy cells, locate a leader card from your discard pile. That's a perk for this convoy. And we'll get into this. So draw a convoy card. That's I don't want 2 of them, though. I guess we'll just do it. This shouldn't be a hard fight. This... beginning of the game, it's designed to be easy, especially on easy difficulty, right? When this follower attacks, your leader gains 2 armor. I like that. So we're going to play this. And end turn. This is our energy right here. This, so we had 3 energy to start with. This is the energy cost of the cards. Again, these mechanics are probably pretty familiar to you if you've played these types of games before. And then as the turns progress, so like next turn we'll have 4 energy. And so you'll see as we go. But end turn, spawn a beast with Brawl. Brawl's a special ability. When they spawn, they fight the thing directly across from them. Okay, so we have Taunt there, 3. So this is power. This is how much damage they do. This is health. That's how much damage they can take. The power doesn't decrease as they attack, but every time they take damage, health will decrease. And it carries over from turn to turn. It doesn't refresh, if that makes sense. You have to heal them. These are all like obstacles, all these things out here. And so this one is just sandstone. It has 1 health. You can destroy it. This one, however, Revenge. Deal 2 damage to all neighbor targets in this column. And so there are certain cards that will target columns and certain ones that'll target rows. And so if I play anybody here or here, when this thing gets destroyed, they'll take damage. Okay, let's attack. So we'll get 2 armor for this. Destroy theirs, or their card with taunt, and we have 4 power left, or 4 energy. Let's draw No, let's get a raider out there. I don't think that we're going to need a lot here because they only have 6 health. So you can see this little, like, these 3 spikes coming out right here. When they're solid like this, that means that they are the front, like they're in the front line position is what the game uses for their language. So even though they're not in this front line up here, they're in the frontmost position in that row. And so they can attack and be attacked. And then that's like the normal flow of the game. There are different special abilities of cards that allow that you know, workarounds for that. So if this person right here had sniper, they could attack from behind this thing, and they wouldn't be able to be attacked unless someone had an ability that allowed them to do that. But let's see here. We're going to 4-3. Go like this. Do 1 damage to target. Actually, what is this? So deal 2 damage to all targets in this column. We're gonna go like this, which should destroy this one. And then now this person's in the frontline position and they can attack. But I kind of want them to live. So we're going to give them +1/+1. Now they're 5-4. We'll attack that, which is an identical... Oh, whoops. I wasn't really thinking. I'm thinking more about talking and explaining things than strategy. That's kind of why I wanted to play easy difficulty and use the leader and the convoy with which I was familiar. They are starting to get a little out of hand here. We're gonna do this one, except so we get that that's this thing right here. Okay, we're gonna go like this. Deal 1 damage to target. Wait, how many units do they have? They have 3. I'm looking at this. If the enemy has 4 or more units, gain +0/+4 and taunt. Taunt, it's just what it sounds like. The enemy units have to target that guy. Otherwise, they can just attack me. And that's another thing that I haven't mentioned is that unless they have taunt, I can use this guy to attack them directly. Which, yeah, why don't we just do that? Because 2 hits and that guy's dead. Actually, let's just do this. Direct damage, done. Games like this are kind of tough to do like commentary on and explain all the mechanics because I'm also trying to strategize, and during those times I'm thinking usually and not talking. So anyway, we suffered 2 wounds there. The dead bot. Okay, and so right here, these are the wounded. Right here, they wounded. Let's look at this. Here's our deck. So wounded convoy members, or that are... See, wounded convoy members, they cost 1 less. That's why the cost number is green. So normally this one would cost 3, but now it costs 2. But then their health is reduced by 1. So they're allowed to have 1 wound. If they get destroyed when they have 1 wound, then they're gone forever and they die. However, there are ways to heal them, and we'll go over that later once we come across it. But for now, like this is a way to heal them right here. Let's go on to the next thing. The road ahead was blocked by a motley crew. Part of 6 Ultrist. We just have to... Let's try with the fight. We know what attack does, right? We know what attack does. Defy them. Fight. Okay. So we go first anyway. I was thinking that maybe since we chose that option that they would get to go first, but they don't. Sniper. Let's check that out. So unit can attack even if it is not in a frontline position. Oh, whoops. No, I want that one. These 2 are wounded. I kind of don't want to play them. So this is the Mulligan phase. So just because I turn them over, they won't go away. They'll still be played in the deck, but it's Mulligan, right? So I'm choosing not to have those ones. I'm choosing to have different cards. So we're just going to keep 1 card from that hand. We'll draw some more. This one, attacker's convoy gains altruism points. Okay, altruism points will come in later on. Like that, those are like the light RPG elements that I was talking about. Do 1 damage. Why would you do that? Okay, so we have sniper. We're gonna go like this. I'm looking at, man, this is... So deal 1 damage here. Kill that guy, and then we're gonna give us 3-3. Well, here's how taunt works. Let's do that. We only need to attack this guy twice, right? With the sniper, and then that guy will die. The enemy leader. You want... Oh, shoot. 1 damage to all... Okay, well... Target follower gains +1/+1. It won't matter, right? So what's going to happen here... This guy does 3 damage. The enemy leader has 3 life. When this guy, any unit that kills, like gets the finishing blow on the enemy leader, will get a thing that's called Blessed, and it's kind of like the reverse of Wounded, except their cost stays the same. So they'll get... Now this guy will do +1 damage, but he'll still cost 3 to summon. Oh, cool, we got Crawler Gloves. Push target follower, not so cool. Okay, that's kind of lame. With the last of the settlers fallen or escaping, approach the settlement. Yeah. Ooh, wait, loot the houses or torch the settlement? What is that going to get for us? It probably reduces our altruism points, and we don't have any. We just have scholar points. So let's loot the houses. Well, that's great. We got some cool stuff. Torch it. And so now we got a piece of equipment. We got crawler gloves. Those are the things that they push. So we'll equip those. It's not great, but it'll give us something, just like another tool in the belt when we're in combat. So now we have 3 wounded followers, 1 blessed follower. So we're gonna go up here and heal. If we don't get something on the way. We do. Hire them. These guys, it's kind of like, if you don't hire them, then you're gonna go through some like pretty gnarly terrain and you could take wounds. So it's always worth it to hire those guys. Inspect the convoy. There are a lot of little things in this game. So even the perks for the convoy, they're not like game making. They're not game making, and then if you don't have them, they're not game breaking. They're just small perks, but there are so many ways to get those bonuses, and they're all small, but they all add up, and they mesh well. So this is an example. Fine fabrics. So the way this works, it's a luxury item, and then you share this with your convoy, and it gives you hope, which you need and you run out of. When you run out of, then you take damage, and people will get wounded, people will leave the convoy. So anyway, you can share it, right? And then it'll increase our hope by 14, which will basically allow us like almost 3 more moves. However, depending on the luxury item that you share, you get a perk based on it. Like just a small thing. Again, these are small things. At the start of combat, add an advantage obstacle card to your leader hand. So we're gonna see what that looks like. Share it. Now we have 69 hope. And we don't have any damage. We're at full health as the leader, so we can't heal the leader. However, we can spend 3 food to heal 3 wounds. So we only have 3 wounds, and it works out well. Everybody's happy. So I'm looking at the route here. We have 33 batteries, which is pretty good, and there might be a market here. Yeah, it has an active market. Source for new followers. So we'll probably be able to sell, let's see, enter camp, inspect convoy. This is the stuff. We'll be able to sell this. We'll get 14 more, and then we'll use those batteries to summon some more followers. So let's go down here. Fight. Don't even need to read it. If it says fight, let's fight. Begin battle. Great. Let's begin the battle. So now this is our blessed sniper. Yeah, looks good. And we have some stuff for the sniper to hide behind. Ooh. Let's see here. What are we gonna do? We're gonna put the soft cover. No, I'm overthinking this. We only need to hit the enemy twice. I was gonna say put the soft cover here, but that would take 1 power and leave us with 2 power. We wouldn't be able to play any convoy cards, any like creature cards, and so then it set us behind 1 turn. Or I could just start playing this dude and deal damage to him next turn, and maybe get another direct damage card, and then just finish him off in 1 turn. Oh, they got taunt. Creature with taunt, or a convoy card with taunt. A follower. Oh, another one with taunt. Oh, good. Okay. Well, we can fix that. Right here. 4 damage this entire column. Done. Bye! Then we'll do... Oh, we don't have any more power, so we're just going to do straight 4 damage to him. Again, even though this guy is here, we can just target their enemy leader because this guy doesn't have taunt. Dozer, 3-6, doesn't have taunt, doesn't matter. Do 1 damage. Oh. When the AI in this game, sometimes they make some really dumb decisions, sometimes, not very often. So it's not a big deal. Boop, dead. Armored vest. We got another. Okay, so starting armor 1. Armor is really cool. It's an armor mechanic. It's really common in like the way it works across games. But so what? I'll explain it anyway. So sets armor to 1 at the start of combat. There'll be a little symbol right here with a 1, and then we take it'll block 1 damage. But then once it's gone, it's gone. But then it replenishes every combat. So when hardcover, when a follower with sniper joins your side, that follower gains barrier, which is super sweet because I love using snipers. And then losses we suffer. We got hit for 1 damage point over here. We got 14 food. Good deal. Move on. Let's go up here and see how the market and recruiting people works. Recruiting followers. So up here you have buy and sell. We can buy this. What does that do? Distress signal. Token follower is destroyed. So there are different builds, like different decks. And again, like when you choose a convoy or a leader, though, like when you choose like the convoy deck or a leader deck to start with, then those are just the heart of your playthrough, kind of. You can modify them. There are plenty of opportunities. In my last playthrough, I had about 100 followers. It was like 97. And so like you can do all kinds of different things. There's a lot of different cards, good variety. And so anyway, like, I guess what I'm saying here is that we don't have really token followers. Like we don't have, this deck isn't designed around using tokens. So this piece of equipment isn't ideal, but it's there if we wanted to buy it. We don't. Sell this, and then this was hardcover. That's right. So we're going to go back here to our leader, and we're going to equip that thing just because it'll give us that 1 armor. And that's I do like that ability. It's pretty good, but eventually we'll find better stuff, and then we'll swap it out. But I think I sold... Yeah, we're good there. And so T, the perk, is it heals 2 damage to your leader. Just kind of cool. The healing is pretty few and far between in this game, but it's nice that you have healing because it is a roguelite, and sometimes they don't offer that. So recruit followers. Now we have 47 batteries. So Fury. Fury is the thing, like, okay, so when they join, you can see at the bottom of that tooltip on the very far left, they're like, yeah, at the bottom. So the effects of this card are triggered when the unit is played onto the battlefield. So when you play this guy for 6 power, then this thing happens. Spawn a spark thrower construct. And I think, I don't know what a spark thrower does. I don't really use them that often, but you can also see the rarity of this card. It's just rare. So there's common, rare, legendary, and mythic. There's no uncommon. Let's see. So these guys are all wounded, which is okay. It reduces the cost to buy them. Taunt, but it's only a 1/2. That kind of sucks. But man, it's 6. Let's go back. Let's go back and look at our deck. This is one thing that I like a lot about this. It's very friendly for min-maxing and like trying to make the deck suit your playstyle. So right here, these are all the card costs, and so it kind of breaks it out, and you can see like your energy cost curve. So right now we don't have anything at the high end. Most of it's at 3 and 4, and so I kind of want something at the high end. So we're gonna go and we're gonna buy this guy. Plus we have the money to do it. Why not? The rest of them can sit here and rot. I don't want them. But let's see. Let's go through here. Let's just build this deck real fast. So I'm gonna empty it all out. And we're going to, we want this guy. I like this guy. I like the taunt a lot. I like sniper. This, I like this, being able to get armor. And robust is really good. So you can read that, or I'll read it. If unit would be killed through damage and can be moved back 1 tile, it will be moved and healed back up to 1 HP instead. Super good. Like really, really good. I love these ones. And then what is our equipment? Let's check that out. I think it's Oh, and a follower with sniper. Okay, because there's another one that whenever you play something with cost 3 or less, then it gets sniper. So let's go back to our deck and look at this. So we have everything in 3. I'm not a big fan of this guy. It's just kind of like, it's okay, but it's not like, man, I gotta have that card. So I'm gonna try to stick to 14. 14 cards, and I like the sticking like with 3 cost and above because they're just hardier. They're hardier. There are a lot of direct damage and like leader cards that that will kill these lower cost guys really quickly. Theory. If the enemy has 4 or more units, gain +0/+4. It sounds good. I mean, it is in theory because then you get a 5/7, 5/7 for power cost 4, and that's good. But it's not very often that the enemy will have 4 followers because I try to kill them. So it actually doesn't proc that often. I can't get it to go, but this one's decent for right now. I like these guys. Taunt and Barrier, that's good. A 3/6 for 4 is decent. And let's see, so our mana curve now is, we could use some more 4s. Let's see. But this is still a good card, though. I'm going to take it. It still has Barrier. Barrier is really good, so anytime that it would take damage, the Barrier absorbs any amount of damage for 1 time of being dealt damage. Anyway, so I guess I say that because there are cards that will do like 6 times 1 damage. And then so the first time that it's dealt damage, the Barrier will disappear, and then it could take 5 more damage, or 5 times 1 damage. Anyway, let's go. I want to fight those guys, but I kind of want to stay off the beaten path. So we're just going to go over here. I guess this would be like a paved road, and then we're on like the dirt road. Move on. Yeah, just uneventful, I guess. So we can enter camp here, but like there's nothing for us. It's just a way to inspect your convoy, basically. Let's go up here and fight them. Fight, and you know it's a fight because it says fight on the minimap. That's like the universal sign for fight. You have 2 swords that are crossed. Like the background is red. I don't think it could mean anything else, but good. I like this. A little bit of direct damage. We can play something right off the bat that has taunt. Prevent damage from ourselves. Let's see. So push target follower. I haven't used that one before. That piece of equipment. There are better options for me. Like for my playstyle. Oh, blackout target unit or obstacle. So he doesn't have taunt anymore. That's what that does. So blackout, it basically removes all the text from the card, and now it's just a 3/3. Let's see. So what I'm looking at here, let's just do this. Destroy. Then he did 2 damage to us, so we won't die. But I'm guessing that this guy has some direct damage cards up here. This is the enemy leader's mirror of what we have going on down here with our cards. But we're gonna go like this and just take out that guy. And we have 2 energy left. We'll see what happens. And the way I look at this is your greatest resource is cards, right? Like it's not the power, it's not how much damage, it's just the cards. If you can get good cards, then everything else will come in time, like the damage and energy cost balance and all that, but it's the cards. So the way I look at this is that this guy, 1 card, already took out 1 card, and so now he's going to take out another card, and that's good. That's good for me. Actually, wait. Because see, we can also take out 2 cards with 1 card here. Yeah, let's go like this. Take out those 2 guys, and then we have Bolster. We can bring him up to a 4/2, and then do that 4 damage right to the enemy leader, and then we have it on lockdown unless this guy dies or they get somebody with taunt. Target follower gains +2/+1. That's good, right? I mean, a 4/4 is good, but it doesn't have taunt, so it doesn't matter. Then we'll take... It doesn't matter. It's game's over. Right here. Or, I mean, match is over, not game. We got a long way to go. T, meat, ballistic shield. Ballistic shield is good. Let's look at that. A lot better than these crawler gloves. Crawler gloves are just the worst. So Entrench, this is one of my favorite items, actually. Entrench, you gain 4 armor for 1 energy, which is good. And you can do that once per fight, or like once per match. And then starting armor is increased to 2. So right here, oh, it doesn't even give starting armor. Anyway, let's equip that. And then we can level up now. So it costs 10 batteries. We have 38. As you increase in level, let's see here. Let me back up. So every time you start a new game from the very beginning, like we did, you start at level 0. And then so as you go through the game and play it, then you level up. And then the cost of leveling up at each level costs more progressively as you come up here. I think up here it costs like 20. Let's level up. So we choose 3 cards. They're flipped over. This one's good. I like that one a lot. All your followers take... No, this sucks. That sucks. I mean, it's decent, but this one's way better. And you can see the rarity of it, too. Or maybe not? Well, anyway, we're going to choose that one. It didn't really matter. That one's good. And then, so again, cutting the fat. So every time you level up, you get 1 focus point. Focus points are used for removing cards from your leader deck. And you don't just remove them, you destroy them. They're gone forever. So let's go in here. I don't really want to remove any cards right now. I guess we'll remove a draw convoy card, because those are like my least favorite, because I've never run out of cards. So once you run out of convoy cards to draw, the game keeps going and you draw a new card at the beginning of your turn every time, but you also take 2 damage. So when we look at this deck right here, we have 14 cards out of 24 possible. I've played an entire playthrough with 14 cards every single fight, and I never ran out of cards, so I think that's a good number. And then we also won't need to draw a convoy card. I just don't want to. Don't need it. So we'll come up here, travel, 10 food, 5 hope. And then it's like every time that you travel from like node to node, this space in between, there are like 5 kind of like ticks. Like you'll move like a little bit and then stop, a little bit, stop, and you do it 5 times. And halfway through about, I think that there's a chance to roll an encounter like this. So that's why these come up. We don't have any altruist points, otherwise that'd be the thing to do, invite them in, because then you get more followers. We'll wave them closer. Lose 1 hope up here, but we gain 1 altruism point. We wave to the man, so signaling him to come closer and join us. He gave us a frightened look and hurt his... Okay, blah, blah, blah. Cool, we got a bunch of food. Like, piles of food now. We're gonna ignore the other things. We don't really... We're good. We're good. Now we're gonna go... This is the, like, boss fight for this region. Fight! Okay, so this is their special thing. I guess, like, special ability. Spiteful Will. When you take damage, all convoy cards in your hand gain +1/+0. But it only triggers once. So, that's not bad. I'm not too worried about that one. He does have 5 armor and 14 life, though. There's no cover. Well, it's a desert, so I guess the chance for cover to spawn isn't great. Yeah, I like... Oh, whoops. No, I like this. Confirm. We'll start. No mulligan. Oh, there's 1 cover right there. 3 sniper. We're going to put him right here in the back. It's got barrier now. Super sweet. So here's the X times... Oh, geez, you kidding? But, again, he used 2 cards to get rid of 1 card, so... Whatever. We're going to get... Let's see. So we have 2 cards we can play. 2 convoy cards, like 2 creature cards. And we have 4 power. What I'm looking at here... Yeah, let's get... No, we're going to take this guy out. Done. Overwhelming. 5-4. Okay. And he doesn't have taunt, right? No. We got this card from him. At the start of your turn, deal 2 damage to the first target in opposing row. But he... So what I'm looking... Okay, here are the thoughts going on in my head. So we have a 2/5, right? This guy with being a 5 power, could kill him in one hit if his barrier's down. So what would probably happen here, unless, like, just right now in this situation with what we see in front of us without any leader cards, these things down here, is this guy would attack him, he would die, but his barrier would be gone. And then this guy would attack him, he would take 2 damage, and then this guy would be dead. So not great. So what I'm going to do is taunt and barrier. So that way they have to attack this guy. Just like that, and then... Oh, that was it, yeah. Okay, that's all of energy. So, blackout, bummer. So that removes the taunt and barrier effect from that guy, which is unfortunate. And this guy can still go. That's what this little, like, the play button thing is. Oh, we hadn't used any leader cards yet, so this thing procced since we have 6 energy cells, exactly. But, it didn't. No effect. Yeah, this one's actually... So they have 3 guys. This is a tougher fight than I thought, but it is the boss fight for the area. +1, +2. So right here... So if I give him +1, +2... he'll be able to take damage from both of these. He'll be able to take 2 hits just with what we see on the board. The enemy leader does have 2 leader cards, so it could have some kind of like a buff or like a curse or whatever. And or it could have a little bit of direct damage, but they usually don't use too much direct damage. So what I'm looking at here is possibly being able to take out 2 of their guys with 1 of our guy plus 1 of these cards. But we do have 6 energy to spend. Man. Let's go like this. This and then this. See, okay, so this is an auto gun strain, which means every time that this thing happens, it loses 1 life point. So this will happen 3 times. At the start of your turn, deal 2 damage to the first target in the opposing row. So this is our row, this is the opposing row. And so this thing will just keep firing, and it'll just do 2 damage to whatever's there. So I'm kind of like forcing a decision by the AI, I guess. And then we are going to... Man, it's actually kind of tough. It's a pickle. When you take damage, all convoy cards in your hand gain +1, +0. They only have 2 convoy cards. Brutal. Let's just let it happen. Let's see what happens here. Instead of just like hemming and hawing over it. And they didn't even go after our guys. Oh, this guy's gonna die. All neighbor followers. Oh, shoot. Brutal. Okay, sweet. So... Destroyed... I don't have enough direct damage here. Yeah, this is kind of tough, actually. Talking so much, it's a lot harder to strategize and work the deck. And anyway, it's harder when you're talking. Try it sometime. Try playing the game while talking. But anyway, let's just go through this because this isn't really about winning. This is just about showing the game. So we're going to kill this guy because he does a lot of damage. And it probably would have been spent better just attacking the enemy leader. But that's all right. And then we'll go like this, robust, and... Man, there are some things where it just does damage to like an entire row, and I wish I had one of those right now. But we're going to, I think, do this, and then this. See what happens here. Deal 3 damage to all units. You kidding? So everyone dies on their side. Well, I guess except for that one guy. That was just weird. That's what I was talking about with the AI. It's like, why would they do that? They had the advantage. They had the upper hand, and the ball was in their court, literally. And that's what they did. But okay, this guy's got to go. There's no question. This guy we're going to move up because that'll keep him alive. Basically, he'll have to take 1 damage or more 1, 2, 3 times in order to die. That's what the robust thing is. When this follower attacks, your leader gains 3, 3, and then attack. You got 2 armor from that. Great. And what do we have? We have 5 left. So we're going to play the Crash Jack and draw a Convoy card. Oh, nice. Scavenger Savant is good. Just a beefy 5/6. Oh my god, what is going on here? 8/8? All friendly followers gain +1/+1. Okay. So we have 6 here. We're going to obviously destroy that guy. And then this guy is going to destroy him. And then he will live, but if he takes 1 more damage from this position, then he'll die. And then we'll start doing damage to the enemy leader. And bring you out, and we're done. Again, I mentioned this in the beginning. This is easy. We're on easy right here, and this is the first area out of 3. You have 13, so we can do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You gotta be kidding me. And it'd be cool to avoid our guys taking wounds. Oh man, this is kind of tough actually. So they do 6 damage, have 5 life. Man. Let's just do this. They can do what they want. We're pretty close to winning. 6 and 5 and 4. These 2 guys won't be able to attack. Let's do that. Then target follower gains +1/+1. I'm gonna give it to that guy. So that way, this enemy follower will have to have some kind of a buff or something. He won't be able to kill the dozer in 1 shot unless something changes. Like that. Okay. So, a couple wounds there. Fury, all neighbor followers gain +1/+1. Not gonna matter. We'll move her out of the way. And then, I haven't really gone over this, but it's probably been obvious. You get like 1, you can either move or attack each turn with a guy. Like, they have 1 activation, basically, so. Let's do this, and we'll give him the killing blow, so that way he gets blessed. That's it. So we got a space plate. Starting armors 2. Scrap projectiles. When you scrap a card, a random attack card in your hand gains +1 damage. That is phenomenal. That's really good. Of course, I never ever scrap cards, so... And you only get 1 use per battle. I take it back. It's not phenomenal. But you do get 2 armor, which is decent. Or we can scrap, you can dismantle it and get this. I kind of want to compare it to... Man, 7 wounds on that. That was nuts. So we have 25 hope increased. Or plus 25 to this thing. Except... Again, I'm not going to read any of this. It's good. I mean, like, I have read it multiple times before, but that's not what this video is about. I think I'm going to call this one here. We're going to check out the Ziggurat in the next video. This game is called Nowhere Prophet, probably one of the most underrated games I've ever played. Awesome. Awesome roguelite. Not a roguelike. Card battling deck building game. Sweet. Thanks for watching Atlas Gaming. We'll see you in the next one.